Shalom, my friends. Welcome to this week's news. Starting with wars and rumors of wars, on Sunday, January 11th, military officials said that ISIS militants attacked Kurdish positions from 9 fronts, which led to several hours of intense fighting with the Kurdish Peshmerga forces. In an ISIS attack on the town of Guer in the early hours on Saturday, January 10th, 24 members of the local Kurdish security forces were killed. Then on Monday, January 12th, Libyan airplanes bombed military sites of the Fajr Libya coalition. This came just one day after the UN's exhortation to freeze clashes in the interest of helping talks at next week's meeting in Geneva. Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, the AQIM, which is the African branch of the terrorist group, warned France to expect new attacks over its hostility to Islam and praised jihadists behind last week's Paris attacks. Quote, France is paying today the price of its aggression against Muslims and its hostile policy towards Islam, close quote. This was posted on jihadist websites and quoted by the AFP, which is the Agence France Presse, which is an international news agency headquartered in Paris and is the oldest as well as one of the largest news agencies in the world. The Cameroonian army killed 143 Boko Haram fighters who attacked a military base in the northern town of Kolafata. This toll was the heaviest loss yet for the Nigeria-based Boko Haram group on Cameroonian soil. Then on Wednesday, January 14th, a group of militants conducted an attack in the semi-autonomous region of Puntland at a military base in Bosaso, Somalia. The attack left 1 soldier dead and another wounded. Egyptian security forces killed 7 militants during various operations in the violence-plagued Sinai Peninsula. Terrorists were killed in shootouts with police officers during the previous 3 or 4 days. Egyptian security forces destroyed 68 hideouts, including 22 houses and 46 huts used by militants to carry out terrorist attacks against the personnel of the police and the army. On Thursday, January 15th, 6 Ukrainian soldiers were killed, and another 18 were wounded in attacks by separatists as fighting raged at the international airport in Donetsk. At least 16 Peshmerga soldiers were killed trying to repel an ISIS attack on the Mosul Dam in Nineveh. Fighters from the IS launched a series of attacks in Nineveh, killing dozens of people and a number of Kurdish Peshmerga soldiers. The Syrian army killed more than 40 terrorists and destroyed a number of arms depots in the Daraa countryside during military operations. Then on Friday, January 16th, Abdul Qadir Mohammed Nur Sidi, the governor of Lower Shabelle region in southern Somalia, stated that the second phase of the Indian Ocean military operation against al-Shabaab may start soon, that the time set by Somali's president, that's Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, for al-Shabaab militants to surrender to the government forces is over. Then on Saturday, January 17th, jihadists in Mali attacked 2 towns, leaving at least 4 dead, while suspected al-Qaeda militants struck the United Nations base in Kidal in the north, with 2 suicide car bombs and a barrage of rockets. Sunday, January 18th, some 350 members of Iraq's Yazidi minority were freed by Islamic State militants in northern Iraq. The captives, delivered to safety in the Kurdish-controlled region, were almost entirely elderly, disabled, or ill, and included a number of infants with serious illnesses. Hezbollah is preparing for war with Israel. Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah warned, and I quote, "Hezbollah is ready and prepared for a confrontation in the Galilee and beyond the Galilee." He further said, "We are prepared for all that a war with Israel necessitates." And continuing, he says, "Every attack on Syria will not be left without a response from the axis of resistance." And that would mean Hezbollah, Iran, and Syria. Nasrallah spoke those words during an interview which will be broadcast on the Lebanese Al Mayadeen network this coming Thursday. He went on to say, quote, "We have weapons that can bring us a victory against any type of Israeli aggression. Hezbollah's fighting ability was not harmed, and if Israel relies on such, it is making a huge mistake." Israel, he goes on to say, Israel is looking for a quick and decisive victory in every future war, and this is impossible. I laugh because if you know Scripture, it is more than possible. No one will ever defeat Israel. Why? Because Abba Father Yahweh fights Israel's battles. Now, as I stated in this year's first newscast, 2015 is going to be a year of new beginnings, worldwide, my friends. Hezbollah is already planning an attack on Israel, and the year is just beginning. And a number of very significant signs in the heavens will be occurring this year, which point at an impending Middle East war. Scott Clark of ERFministries.com does the best job of anyone I know in detailing these signs. I'm putting a link at the end of this video, also in the More Info section beneath this video for you to click on, which will take you to a specific page at ERFministries.com. Be sure to check it out. And that's the news for this week, my friends. Stay safe, and Abba willing, I'll see you here next week. Until then, Shalom.
Crowded rooms, I need more space than I consume. Enough is time alone with you, underneath a naked moon, sharing confidential moods and making chatter. Mockingbird nocturnal sings notations of eternal things, entering the quantum breeze, flying not for want of wings. He lights his gaze on you and me, simply because we matter.